In Italian, we might say het, bet.
Ah, this is ridiculous! What is this, Russian? Nelle ultime settimane stavo preparando un corso online di pronuncia inglese per italiani e quindi ho dovuto fare un sacco di ricerca sull'accento italiano in inglese, eccetera. E mi sono imbattuta in un video molto interessante. Se cercate Italian accent su YouTube, il primissimo risultato che vi viene fuori è questo video qua. Ebbene, oggi ce lo guardiamo assieme e ci facciamo 4 risate. How to do an Italian accent. Accent training. Wow. Let's go. Let's see what they teach us.
Let's take a look at some tips for a general Italian accent. So first we look at the oral posture. So what's the
American
oral posture
teacher?
of a native Italian speaker? It's easy to find it if you pretend like you're about to trill your R's. So, and then you just hold your tongue there. The tongue is forward in the mouth, and it's...
What?
The tongue is forward in the mouth.
The tongue is forward in the mouth. What? Was she trying to make an impression of like a stereotypical Italian?
And it's high, and if you sigh through that sound,
High.
you get an
Oh,
which
yeah,
is sort
that's
of the
very
Italian
Italian.
thinking sound. In American English we would say which is the oral posture for American English, but you pop into that Italian oral posture and it's
Yeah, that's very true.
Benissimo, come hai detto tu siamo un paese che abbellisca il paese, che...
An interesting feature of Italian is that there are no diphthongs in Italian. So there are no
There are no diphthongs in Italian? That's not true.
vowels with 2 elements, like O in American English. O would be O.
Italian is full of diphthongs. Europeo, direi, andiamo.
Here's some words to practice your pure vowels. Instead of go, I, play, 2 elements, 2 elements, 2 elements. You've got 1 element. Go, I, play.
Yeah, so the verb to go is a perfect example of this. We wouldn't say to go, we would say to go, to go. I go to the supermarket. But a counterexample could be the word play, that she takes an example actually, but it's a wrong example in my opinion, because any Italian will say play, play, because we have that kind of sound in Italian. Direi, direi, it's the same sound. What we do is just when a word is written with 1 vowel, we're gonna pronounce only 1 vowel sound. Let's make an example. This word here. Impose, right? Impose. An Italian would probably pronounce that impose, impose.
Often in Italian, H's are dropped. So I'm so happy to see you becomes I'm so happy to see you. Try
What? Excuse me, let's rehear this.
I'm so happy to see you becomes I'm so happy to see you.
I like how she plays all sophisticated, I'm so happy to see you. And then when she does the Italian accent, it's like, I'm so happy to see you.
The river is rough this time of day becomes the river is rough this time of day.
What? Why does she become super loud with the Italian accent? This doesn't make any sense. If anything, Americans are much louder than Italians when they speak.
The river is rough this time of day becomes the river is rough this time of day.
The river is rough. This sounds Russian, by the way. It doesn't sound very much Italian to me.
Sometimes Italian speakers will add a little vestigial schwa, so an extra sound before a word.
This is the most typical Italian thing that we do when we speak English, in my opinion.
So instead of do you like my new dress, you'll get something like do you like my new dress?
But this sounds Russian. Do you like my new dress? What is that? Do you like my new dress? Do you like my new dress?
The I to the E sound is a very important distinction. So Italians, and my Italian students will know this for sure, that the I sound doesn't show up that much in Italian. I'm mixing it in American English will become in Italian, I'm mixing it in. E.
But she honestly doesn't sound very much Italian. She's a mix between a Russian accent and Super Mario accent? It's mixing it in. It's mixing it in. What is this? She has all the theory right, but the practice is just not there. It's not there. In order to explain this phenomenon, let's say that in Italian we only have one sound corresponding to the I, which is E, what in English would be a long I or a double E, like in teeth. So whenever we see a word written with this letter, we're simply gonna pronounce it like an Italian E instead of the So taking the example that she makes, mixing it in, an Italian would say mixing it in. I'm mixing it in.
Italian, I'm mixing it in.
I'm mixing it in. What is also this exaggerating intonation? I'm mixing it in. What is that? We don't speak like that.
Thick, thin, this and that become thick, thin, this, that.
Why? You see how she does with the shoulder?
And
Look at that.
Become thick, thin, this.
When she does the Italian pronunciation, she starts dancing with her, but this, din, a tick, a ting. What is that? We don't talk like that. Also, the explanation for this is simply that we don't have the sound th in Italian, so since it's written with a T, sometimes if we are not able to put the mouth in the right position, we're gonna pronounce it like a T, like a normal T. Especially if we have too many THs in a row, like this thing, it's very hard for us to keep track. So maybe we will get the first one right, but then by the second one, our mouth is simply exhausted. So very often we're gonna say, this thing that you said.
Give that a shot. The A to the E sound. So in American English, we'd say hat, chat, that. In Italian, we might say het, det, chet.
That's also so badly pronounced, and it's just, honestly, it's just wrong. The sound becomes e in Italian very often, that is true. And the explanation for this is that we don't have the sound we have the sound a, and we have the sound e. We don't have something in between. So whenever there is a word written with the A letter, which in Italian we would pronounce it as a, and we are aware that pronouncing it with a would be wrong in English, we tend to overcompensate and pronounce it like an e. But the word hat, we're not gonna pronounce it like hit. We're gonna say hat, 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 bag, cat.
This is a tricky one for Italian speakers to get this in American English, that sound good. In Italian, in your Italian accent, you want to go all the way to an oo, gut, lux. So what's the...
It's not good, looks. No, it's good, looks. Also, she just said that we tend to add the schwa at the end of the words ending in consonant, and the reason is very simple. We don't have words ending in consonants. In Italian, most of the words end with vowels, and now she doesn't practice it. We would never say good, look. We'd rather say good, look. Give me that book, please. You look good today. He gave me the look.
The musicality of an Italian accent. Oh my gosh, Italian is all about musicality. So just listen to some Italian speakers and you hear the music of the way they express themselves.
Oh, come on, what is this? And you hear the music from the singers. If she would actually take her own advice and listen to some Italian speakers, she would realize that we don't speak like that at all. Also, yes, Italian is a musical language, but she obviously picked the wrong music.
And you hear the music of...
Also, I love how she does this. She does this. What is this? What is this? This is something that, oh my god, I travel around a lot around the world. Every foreigner does this to me, this gesture, which I understand, for you it's very funny, but for us it's not. For us it's a way of communicating. We communicate with our hands as well. And this gesture has a very specific meaning. You cannot just do it in every context. Mary Jane, how are you today? This is not how you use it. This gesture, you use it when you don't understand something, when you are accusing someone of something, when you disagree with someone, but you cannot use it just to say, hi, how are you? And automatically, in every country I've been to, anyone who tries to do an Italian accent will do this. Also, it's not this. I've never done this. This is the way it's done. This is the way it's done. Not like this. What are you doing? Praying God? Well, some final thoughts about this. If this is really how natives perceive our way of speaking English as Italians, I think it's also due to us to do something to make the situation better. In fact, all the Italians watching, I think, will agree with me that we could certainly improve our pronunciation in English. And I know that Italian schools do a great job at teaching us the English grammar, but most of us lack practice in pronunciation. Therefore, I've prepared a very simple and practical online course on English pronunciation for Italians. Quindi se siete italiani e vorreste migliorare la vostra pronuncia inglese, apritevene le orecchie perché il prossimo fine settimana lancerò questo corso. Se volete dare un'occhiata ai moduli, capitoli del corso, alla presentazione, potete cliccare sul link in descrizione. Potete anche pre-acquistare il corso già da subito, così che quando lo lancerò sarete pronti per partire. O se preferite aspettare che il corso sia pubblicato per acquistarlo, potete anche mandarmi un'email a mj@𝙄𝙉𝙂𝙍 e così vi arriverà un avviso il prossimo fine settimana quando il corso sarà aperto. Aprite il box in descrizione sotto il video e troverete tutte le informazioni. Io vi saluto, spero di aver intrattenuto sia i nuovi italiani sia i miei affezionati iscritti al canale, che sono per la maggior parte stranieri, perché tutti gli altri miei video sono interamente in inglese, quindi se volete fare pratica di inglese, check them out. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!